Well, good morning, folks. I'm out here in the garden. I took the tires off because these zucchini look like they want to have a little more room to spread out. And I've got to do a lot more thinning of the carrots. Their carrots are threatening to just choke out everything. So, next time we come back to look around here, we're going to see a lot more of the other plants. Who obviously, yes, there is a pepper plant down there around in the carrots. And the carrots are going to be really nipped back quite a bit. So we can see. I need to spray this tomato again. I've been spraying it regularly, but I also need to keep it watered more. It's in a pot. But as you notice, my yellow pear tomatoes are setting fruit nicely. So they are happy. Got to give it another spritz. Trim off the dying leaves and get some fertilizer mixed up and get it fertilized. It needs some fertilized. These tomatoes all need to be fertilized as well, but they're growing good. It's getting nice and tall here. This one's getting nice and tall as well. And yes, we got a first marigold blossom. Got a couple more down here that are going to be blooming. More marigolds going to be blooming. I gotta weed some of the carrots from away from the marigolds too, so the marigolds have a chance to bloom. And yes, I got a few nasturtiums that are coming up. It's nice. I have a hard time with nasturtiums. They don't often sprout, and I don't know how to get them to sprout good. And we got some marigolds blooming here. So yeah, we got to thin out the carrots so the squashes and the marigolds will do well. And my peas are blooming. Would you look at that? Beautiful, beautiful pea pods are blooming. Well, we're gonna take a quick look. I'm just out here this morning getting ready to go to work and thought I'd take a quick little tour. Well, the pumpkins are doing well. My Big Max pumpkins, of course, are taking off. They get to a certain point and they just take off. So I'm having to need to start moving the vines around a little bit so I can get these vines going to where I want them. And you see, we still never did get anything in these tires where nothing sprouted. So I do have 2 tires this year where there are no pumpkins. And I never got any more seeds started, so yeah, I'm just gonna, might even just remove these tires once the pumpkins start vining and just let them take over this area. My Cherokee bush are bushing out just like they should, and then they'll start vining. They did start vining last year. First I thought maybe I had planted squashes by accident, but nope, they were pumpkins. My little gray ones, which had such a late start, are finally taking off, and they're just doing well. I even have one that, a seed that sprouted real late, but it did sprout. And that's amazing. Yep. More of the gray pumpkins. They're doing okay. It's gonna be hot, warm weather. Just kind of weather. I think I will give these little ones, though, some fertilizer. They need a little bit of fertilizer, just a little something extra to get them going. And my Connecticut field or whatever, just the regular old jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They're finally starting to get up and get big, and they're taking off here. This one's already vining out, and this one wants to go places. Let's go this way. I try to keep them in rows for a short period of time until they actually take off. And yes, I've been weeding and pulling up all the weeds. You can see the dead, dying weeds on top. I'm still finding one or two. Just pull it up and let it lay, and it'll eventually mulch in. And my white pumpkins are doing amazing this year. They're already getting big. They're all getting ready to start climbing out. This one probably could use a little fertilizer. It's a little small. Some of these are small and probably need just a little extra something. So I'm going to be mixing up some fertilizer and getting things fertilized. The raspberries are doing great. And you can see all the new canes. This is a new cane here, the green one. You can tell by the green stalk. That's a new cane, and it's getting ready to start forming flower buds. The old canes have been flowering, and you see the old cane here, it's on brown stalk, and they've been flowering. The bees have been just buzzing along inside the raspberries. Usually I have raspberries this time of year, but they kind of got a little choked out, so those old canes didn't take off with flowers as fast as they normally do, but you can tell I've got baby raspberries. So hopefully by the end of July, we'll be picking raspberries. That's pretty exciting. And my apple tree is loaded. All my apple trees are loaded this year. I really got to thin out these apples. If I thin them out, they will get bigger apples. It's like these two here. You see, I got to bring my nippers and just nip out or just break off those tiny ones. There, that one will form a bigger apple. So yeah, all my apple trees did very well this year. They're very loaded. I do need to thin out the smaller so that I get bigger, better apples. But it looks like we're going to have a good apple crop this year. Hopefully, I don't have too many bugs in them. Still got a couple of pears. This is the only pear tree that put out, my mature tree. It's the only one that put out fruit, and it's doing very well. But it just has a few fruits here and there. I'm going to leave them. They're doing okay. And my old apple tree, yep, it's loaded with apples as well. Aren't those beautiful? Gonna take you over and check on my Rainier cherry. I think it's just about time for us to harvest the Rainier cherries. Well, the Rainier cherry has still got its bag on, but let's peek inside and see what we can see. Oh, well, you look at that. And let's see if we can see any more. Yeah. And I like the color of them. They're the yellow. They got just enough blush on them. I have been reaching through this lower hole here and picking a few every now and then. Let's see if we can get a good view of what's going on up inside. Sorry folks, it's really hard to direct, but yeah, I really think my cherries are ready to harvest. So maybe this afternoon we'll come and take the bag off and harvest the cherries. I'm gonna just reach in here, and yeah, look at that. That Rainier cherry looks so good. Yeah, that looks perfect. I think it's time to pick my cherries. Also, the Nanking cherry is ripe, and it's ready to be picked. Alright, these are my Nanking cherries. They're little teeny tiny, as you can see. They're tiny little pie cherry. They don't get as big as the Rainier, and yes, I ate that Rainier cherry. It was so good. I gotta get those harvested. But these are a little tart. They're tart little cherries meant for jams and jellies. I don't get too many people want them though. So usually I just pick a few for myself, and the rest I just leave for the birds. But look at all those cherries. Yeah, I've got family of robins every year. Got a couple of robins who nest in my lilacs every year, and every year when the cherries get ripe, they come and harvest with their young. I do love these. They are so good. But yep, my cherry tree, oh, I got dead wood. I got to get pruned out. But yep, the cherries are getting ripe. Still have a few left to ripen, but most of them are all ripe, and they are ready to be picked. These are so good. Just perfect for snacking on. In fact, I may come out with a little baggie and pick a baggie full to take to work to have the snack on. Oh, these are good. Just look at that. The big bush got loaded down this year. So there's the morning sun just peeking through. And over here, yes, I posted a reel last night. My climbing rose that I really had to prune back because a lot of it died over the winter. But my climbing rose here has been blooming like crazy. And it's amazing how the blossoms have changed, because when I first moved into this house, they were literally pink and white striped. All the petals had pink and white stripe. They've never had any scent. There's no fragrance, and it's always come up from this area of the ground. In fact, actually, the main root system used to be closer to the house, closer to this corner. And it's just as it gradually dies and puts up new canes, it keeps moving further and further out. And it always blooms on old canes. The cane's got to be at least a year old, so I got 2 young new canes coming up here. And I'm really hoping these new canes here will do well and survive the winter so that we can get some blossoms off them. This is last year's old cane, and it's got blossom buds on it too. You can see they're just about ready to go. And I got Lily up there in the window. Lily! Lily! She's meowing at me. Yeah, Lily's in the window. Yeah, I'll be back in the house in a minute. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I think I better wrap this up. And this is my little garden update. And I'm going to just post this today. Let y'all have a look at how my garden is doing. Everything's going fine. And yes, I am working on getting the refinance for my house. It looks like I'll be able to successfully refinance, get enough money to replace my septic system. So, got my poppies are forming their little seed buds, and shake the seeds out. And we got the nice little purple flowers here. I'll say goodbye to y'all, and I will see you all on the next video. Honestly, I will see you. I will make sure to film myself. This is early in the morning and I haven't even brushed my hair. I don't want anybody seeing me with my hair all messed. I get bad bedhead. So I'll see y'all on the next video. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends.